Okay, we're coming down to the end of it here. We have made our website and we're ready to publish it out on the World Wide Web. And you need three things to make that happen. One is the website itself, and we've already created that, but now it's still on our local site, which is our computer, and now we want to move it to the remote site. The other two things we're going to need to make this happen, one of them is a domain name. So you need to have your own domain name. When somebody types it in, it has some place to go. Okay, so they need to be unique. I think I pay $12 a year to keep my domain name active. So you can go to a lot of places to do that. GoDaddy, willregister.com. Just type it in Google domain names and then find yourself a good deal for that. And the second thing you're going to need besides a domain name is a web host. So here are a bunch of cheap web host companies. These are the monthly price, but they always want you to buy more stuff. So this is just for the bare bones kind of thing. Be careful. Read the fine print. Pick one that suits your needs. If you're going to pay by the month, you want to make sure that you're getting what you need. Okay. And if you don't want to pay by the month for a web hosting company, you can use a free web hosting company. This is the top 10 according to whoever this is. The nice thing about this top 10 is they don't have banners or ads on there. They're free, but they're a little clunky and a little harder to get through jump through all the hoops that you have to put a website together and to get it running. So, but it is free. So I just picked the first one off the top here, and I went right here. So this not only has all of this stuff to offer for free, but you also get a domain name for free, so you don't even have to buy that. The weird part is that it has a .conf at the end of it instead of .com like we're used to seeing. So if you don't mind the weird suffix and you like free, then this might be a good way to go. So I opened my account and it looks like this, and here's all the tools that are offered. Some work, some are upgrades, but it'll get the job done. I mean, it'll get the basic job done. So anyway, let's go back. Oh, they also offer these FTP managers. FTP is the way that we move things onto the internet. So most hosts will have their own FTP manager so that you can load it right from the web. Or if you've built it in Dreamweaver, I suggest you use the Dreamweaver built-in FTP client because it's actually really good. Okay, so let's go back over here to our finished website and learn how to use that FTP client I was talking about. All right, so I'm going to go up to Site and Manage Sites, and I'm going to pick the site that I've been working on, and this is what I get. This is the local site, the name I gave it for here, and then where it is on my hard drive. What I want to do is add a server, so I'm going to go to the server section and then hit the plus right here. Okay, here's the tricky bit. The name of the server is just something so you'll remember what server you're using, okay? So biz .nf, and we'll call it Brian. And this is so I can remember where I'm going. The connection it's using, most hosts use FTP. If the website asks you, the host website asks you to use some other different protocol, then pick from here, but I would leave it on FTP if you don't know. The FTP address is generally the address that you get, your domain name, and dot whatever after it. So mine is .co.nf, like so. If that doesn't work for you just that way, then try FTP period before it. Sometimes that makes it work, okay? And I know this works without it, so I'm going to leave it off of here. My username was not the username that I signed up with, but they assigned me a number for a username, and it took me about a half hour to figure that out. So, hey, Now I know, and I'm so much wiser. So there's my user number. The password is the same password that I signed up with, so that was easy enough. Once you have these 3 fields filled up, then you test and see if it will. Yeah, something went wrong. So let's go back in here and see what I did wrong. That looks right. Checking my number again, and that looks correct. And let me just type my password in one more time. There we go. That's what I want to see. Successful. Isn't that nice? Okay, so I'll say OK to this. It's added my URL down here, which is nice. And then I'm just going to say save and save. And now it's going to change some stuff for me. And I'm happy about that. I'm going to close this. Over here now, in my Files panel, let me get this a little bit bigger. In my Files panel, I have this little connect icon, so I can connect to my remote server. Now remember, this is my local server, and let me just, this thing will expand it out so you can see both servers at the same time. So here's my remote server. This is my local server. If I hit the connect button and wait for it to connect, and waiting, there we go. The problem is that I am connected to the wrong part of that server, okay? I want to be inside of this folder. This is another website that I own, but this one, this is where I really want to be. So if we think about this as the same way we think about pointing to an object in our website, I need to come down, I need to go into a folder. So I'm going to need a slash and then the name of this folder right here. So I'm going to disconnect, close this back down, go back to sites, manage sites, find that site again, go to the server panel, lots of things to click on. Isn't it exciting? And I'm going to change my root directory so it lines up perfectly with what I have going on here. So like I said, it needs to go into folder, and the folder's name is the same as my FTP address, so I'm just going to copy and paste it right there. Okay, so it's going to look inside this folder. Save, save, done, and we'll reconnect right here. See how it does. It should look, I've already uploaded the website, so it should look like this, but I want to definitely be inside that folder because it's going to, when the user types in your URL or types in your website address, it's going to go look inside this folder, and if it can't find your images, I mean your index HTML, then nothing's going to happen. They're going to get an error page, 404, not found. Okay, so anyway, here's how this works. I can pick anything from here, my index page, and I can say upload this, and it will say, do you want me to upload including dependent files? You can say yes, and then every file that works with this file will be uploaded. Or you can just do the whole website at one time. I can click on this whole thing. Oh, it's doing something already. Excuse me. Pardon me. There we go. So here we go. I can say synchronize the entire site, and I can say put newer files to the remote site. So everything that's been changed, if I've made modifications to a couple of pages or changed some pictures or changed some code, only the newer stuff is going to be pushed up to the website. And then I always click this one too. Delete remote files that are not on local drive. If I've thrown it away from the website, if I've taken out a page or gotten rid of pictures, I don't want them to stay cluttering up my remote server, so I want to get rid of those as well. Click on preview after you've decided what it is that you want to do. And this could take a while depending on the size of the site. What it's doing is checking the dates, the modification dates on my local server against the ones on the remote server and deciding how it's going to change. And then it's going to ask me, here's here's what's going to change if you click OK. And so you could probably go get a cup of coffee or take a walk. Walk is a good idea. Okay, it's gone through that stuff, and now I have what it wants to do to change that site. These are all the things it's going to put on the site. These are the things it's going to delete from the site, and if I'm happy with that, I just hit OK, and all of those changes take place. The first time you upload your site, it will take probably quite a while, so be prepared for it. But that's it. I've already uploaded this. I'm not going to do it again, so I'm going to close that. I'm going to put this back over there, and that's it. That's how you get your website published. Thank you for joining me. It's been fun, and see you next quarter.